We are bringing you this live broadcast jointly through the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit and the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, who have collaborated to make this live broadcast get to you, our dear viewers, smoothly and seamlessly. This afternoon, the Senate is convening to consider a number of business before it. And in today's supplementary order paper, we have the motion on the establishment of a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Nyaribo, the governor for Nyamira County. This is a motion by the Senate leader of the majority party that will be coming after the Senate, the Speaker of the Senate, communicates to senators of the resolution by the County Assembly of Nyamira to impeach the governor of Nyamira County. Governor Nyaribo was impeached by 23 members of the County Assembly. So that communication will be preceding the motion by the Senate leader of the majority party that will be coming courtesy of a notice of a motion that will be seeking to have the Senate consider this motion to establish a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Nyaribo, the governor for Nyamira County. So, our dear viewers, what usually happens under this particular motion is that the Senate will be considering this motion, and after the consideration of the motion, senators will be raising concerns in regards to how they want this matter handled, whether they want the impeachment had in plenary or through the special committee as proposed in this motion by the Senate leader of the majority party. In the event the House votes to adopt that a special committee is formed, then an 11-member committee comprising of 11 senators will be appointed to hear and determine that matter facing the governor for Nyaribo and table the report before the floor of the Senate in a span of 10 days. And in the event that route is defeated, then the issue facing the governor for Nyamira County on matters impeachment will be held in a plenary where the Senate will hear from the County Assembly as well as the governor, and later on debate and make a determination in regards to whether the charges facing the governor have been substantiated. The communication coming from the County Assembly following the resolution to impeach the governor is already with the Speaker of the Senate, and that communication will be made this afternoon for senators to consider that matter. And remember, this sitting of the Senate is coming at a time where some members of the Senate are away from the House to follow up on various by-elections. So today's sitting is a hybrid sitting where the senators will be following this matter in the chamber as well as online. The Deputy Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Kathure Murongi, is in the chambers this afternoon. Allow me to hand you over for this live broadcast. Enjoy your viewing.
Tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakusihi tutazame kwa neema nyingi na baraka hizi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita kwa nyadhifa za uongozi katika jamhuri yetu. Tunakuomba utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amina. Sergeant Adams, you can ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes.
The business of the Senate has kicked off this afternoon during this afternoon sitting of the Senate. That is having the Senate have a hybrid sitting, and that directive to ring the quorum bell upon the lapse of 10 minutes or even before, the Sergeant at Arms will be informing the Speaker whether we have quorum. This quorum will be formed by senators following Senate proceedings online and those in the chamber, where the Senate will be focusing on a number of business before it. Of importance is the communication from the Speaker in regards to the resolution by the County Assembly of Nyamira following the impeachment of the county boss, Honorable Amos Nyaribo, by 23 members of the County Assembly. So for the better part of next week, the Senate will be considering that impeachment, where the Constitution mandates the Senate to investigate whether the grounds for impeachment were met by the County Assembly that impeaches a county governor. So today's sitting has been gazetted, and it is a hybrid sitting where the sitting comprises of senators in the chamber and those following and contributing to the House business before the floor online. Away from the motion on the impeachment of Nyamira governor, the Senate leader of the majority party will be issuing a statement on the business of the Senate for the week commencing the second day of December 2025. This is pursuant to Standing Orders number 57, subsection 1. And remember, Parliament, this is the National Assembly, and the Senate will be commencing the long recess on the 4th of December. So this communication by the Senate leader of the majority party is one to look out for in regards to what will be communicated
Order number 1,
this afternoon.
administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Honorable Senators, I have this message from the County Assembly of Nyamira on the approval of a motion on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County. Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that I have, pursuant to Standing Order 48.3, received a message from the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira regarding a resolution of the County Assembly of Nyamira for the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County, pursuant to Article 181, 1A, B, and C of the Constitution, as read together with the Section 33 of the County Governments Act and the Standing Order 62 of the County Assembly of Nyamira. The message, which was conveyed to the Speaker of the Senate when the letter reference PK/CN/1/2025, dated Tuesday, 25th November 2025, signed by the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira and received in my office on Thursday, 27th November 2025, listed the following grounds of impeachment against the governor. 1, gross violation of the Constitution and other laws. Allegation 1, engagement, endorsement, and support of unlawful, illegal, and unconstitutional bunge mashinani. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in various acts of gross violation of Articles 1, 10, 73, and 176 of the Constitution, the County Governments Act, and the principles of separation of powers by 1. Formally engaging, endorsing, and supporting an unlawful forum known as bunge mashinani, purportedly convened by an impeached speaker, despite High Court judgments confirming the speaker's removal. 2. Recognizing the removed speaker and clerk as legitimate office holders, contrary to court rulings and Senate resolutions, declaring sittings held outside gazetted precincts null and void. And 3. Undermining the principle of separation of powers by enabling an illegal parallel assembly structure to transact county business. Honorable Senators, kindly find your way to the nearest seat. This is quite a long communication. And those who are misplaced can now go back to their comfort zones. Allegation 2. Unlawful assent to the Nyamira County Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in gross violations of Articles 175A, 185(1), and 224 of the Constitution, Section 130 of the Public Finance Management Act, and Section 21 of the County Governments Act, by 1. Assenting on 26 November 2024 to the Nyamira County Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024 without the approval of the County Assembly as required by law. Number 2, unilaterally altering county fiscal priorities without legislative authority. And 3, usurping the appropriation mandate of the County Assembly and weakening legislative oversight over public finances. Allegation number 3, illegal appointment of Dr. Peris Nyaboke Oroko, alias Peris Mungale, as a County Executive Committee member. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in gross violations of Article 179(2)(b), Article 259 of the Constitution, and Section 30D of the County Governments Act by 1. Appointing and retaining Dr. Peris Nyaboke Oloko as a CC member despite the Assembly's express refusal to approve a nomination. 2. Integrating her into the county executive structure and the payroll without lawful authority. And 3. Relying on the unlawful bunge mashinani process to justify the appointment, contrary to court declarations invalidating all its actions. Allegation 4. Illegal appointment of members of the municipal boards of Nyamira and the Keroka municipalities. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in gross violations of the Urban Areas and Cities Act and the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act by 1. Appointing board members for Nyamira municipality and the Keroka municipality without submitting the names to the County Assembly for vetting and approval. 2. Gazetting the appointments despite the absence of mandatory Assembly approval. And 3. Constituting municipal bonds in a manner contrary to law and outside established appointment procedures. Honorable Senators, kindly find your way to your seats. Very fast, without further discussions on the House. Allegation 5. Unlawful appointment of a selection panel for the County Public Service Board. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in gross violations of the County Governments Act and Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act by 1. Unilaterally appointing a selection panel to recruit members of the County Public Service Board without Assembly approval. 2. Enabling the panel to recruit their chairperson, secretary, and members contrary to procedural requirements. And 3, interfering with the lawful mandate of the County Assembly in the appointment process. Allegation number 6, failure to appoint the chairperson, secretary, and members of the County Public Service Board, CPSB. The particulars of these allegations are that the governor violated statutory obligations relating to county staffing and administration by 1, failing to fill long-standing vacancies in the County Public Service Board since July 2025, and allowing the board to remain non-functional, resulting in administrative paralysis in human resource function of the county government of Nyamira. Allegation number 7, failure to deliver the state of the County Assembly and annual reports. The particulars of these allegations are that the governor violated Article 183(3) of the Constitution and Section 32K of the County Government Acts by 1, failing to deliver the mandatory state of the county address for the financial years 2023-2024 and 2024-2025. And 2, failing to submit annual reports on the progress of the county, and 3, undermining transparency and accountability obligations imposed on the office of the governor. Allegation number 8, failure to comply with the court orders on the appointment of Mr. Crave Ogwola to the County Executive Committee. The particulars of these allegations are that the governor engaged in gross violations of Articles 10 and 159 of the Constitution and the principle of rule of law by 1, failing to appoint a duly nominated CC member, Mr. Crave Ogwola, contrary to binding court orders. And 2, exposing the county to financial loss amounting to approximately Kenya shilling 6 under senators. Senator Chalegei. Exposing the county to financial loss amounting to approximately Kenya shilling 6.9 million in salary arrears from non-compliance, and 3, accruing additional legal costs and undermining judicial authority. The other one is abuse of office, allegation 1. You know there were 2 counts, then the second is abuse of office. Allegation 1, recruitment of staff without a budgetary provision. The particulars of these allegations are that the governor engaged in abuse of office contrary to Articles 201D and 232 of the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act by 1, authorizing mass recruitment of staff without budgetary provision or approval of the County Assembly of Nyamira, specifically A, the recruitment of 49 officers between February and April 2021, and B, the recruitment of Deputy County Secretary, County Attorney, support staff, one administrators, and sub-county administrators without the requisite approvals. And C, on the 9th of March 2023, the County Public Service Board advertised 358 vacancies, despite the absence of an approved budget for recruitment, an active recruitment freeze imposed by the County Assembly, and clear advisories issued by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. This recruitment expected to earn Kenya shillings 325 million annually to the wage bill, proceeded without any budgetary allocation or assembly approval, and D, accumulating salary arrears amounting to Kenya shillings 60 million owed to healthcare workers for 7 months. Number 2, ignoring formal resolutions of the County Assembly that refuse further hiring, and 3, disregarding explicit advisory issued by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, and 4, abandoning the county with an unsustainable annual wage bill, estimated at Kenya shillings 325 million. Allegation 2, influencing irregular appointments of senior human resource officials. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor abused the powers of his office by underpicking and seconding officers, including Mr. Godfrey Kiriago and Ms. Emeonda Nyaberi, to strategic human resource HR positions. And 2, influencing the transfer of substantive office holders to create vacancies for his preferred officers to be employed. And 3, manipulating administrative structures to consolidate control over HR functions. Allegation 3, personal enrichment through irregular salary arrears. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in abuse of office and financial impropriety by 1, awarding himself irregular salary arrears amounting to Kenya shillings 5,649,706, using HR officers irregularly appointed or influenced the process of payments, and 3, having a pattern of questionable claims, including a prior Kenya shillings 13 million, a housing compensation, and a double medical claim. Allegation 4, payroll fraud, syndicate resulting in loss of public funds. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor was involved in or failed to prevent payroll irregularities, contrary to Articles 201 and 226 of the Constitution, by 1, presiding over or allowing irregular overpayments to ECDE teachers amounting to more than Kenya shillings 25,018,852, in addition to Kenya shillings 1,100,467 and Kenya shillings 700,836 in other irregular payments. 2, receiving illegal benefit, which are admitted under oath, and 3, overseeing payroll fraud estimated at Kenya shillings 32 million. Senator Ende Okech, you can have your seat. Just take the nearest seat possible so that we conclude this communication. Allegation 5, influencing dual appointments outside the lawful establishment. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor abused his office by 1, creating duplicate positions for owned administrators and sub-county administrators. 2, allowing double occupation of certain offices, leading to double payment of salaries, and 3, violating the lawful establishment structure approved by the County Public Service Board. Allegation 6, usurpation of the powers of the Auditor General and the County Public Service Board. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor engaged in abuse of office in violation of the Constitution and the County Government Act by 1, conducting an unlawful payroll audit without the involvement of the Auditor General or authorization of the Assembly, and 2, using the audit to demote over 1,000 staff in the year 2021 and a further 254 staff in 2024 without due process, and 3, attempting to appeal County Public Service Board decisions, reversing the illegal demotions despite having no legal mandate to do so. Allegation number 7, an unlawful suspension of the Secretary of the County Public Service Board. The particulars of this allegation are that the governor abused his office by 1, purporting to suspend the Secretary of the CPSB without any constitutional or statutory authority, and 2, interfering with the independence of the functioning of the County Public Service Board, and 3, obstructing lawful human resource and administration within the county. Honorable Senators, annexed to the other conveying the decision of the County Assembly were the following documents. 1, a copy of an approved notice of motion dated 11 November 2025. 2, copy of an approved impeachment motion containing grounds and the particulars with annexes thereto. And 3, copy of the public participation report. 4, copy of invitation letter to governor to appear before the County Assembly to respond allegations to allegations dated 17th November 2025. 5, copy of County Assembly answer report dated 25th November 2025. 6, copy of division of votes list. 7, advocates for the County Assembly. And 8, list of witnesses. Senator Abbas, you can have that analysis sit next to you. Honorable Senators, in terms of the way forward, Senator Abbas. In terms of the way forward, following the reading of the charges against the governor, standing under 81B of the Senate, as read together with Section 3B of the County Government Acts, gives the Senate 2 options on how to proceed with the matter. The Senate may, 1, or him by resolution appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter, or B, investigate the matter in plenary. The Senate Majority Leader will, at an appointed time during this sitting, give notice of motion for the establishment of a special committee. Should this motion be carried, the special committee will be required under Section 33(4) of the County Government Act and standing under 82 of the Senate standing orders to investigate the matter and to report to the Senate on whether it finds the particulars of the allegations against the governor to have been substantiated. In the event that the motion for the establishment of a special committee does not pass, the fallback position is that the Senate shall proceed to investigate and consider the matter in plenary. In this event, I will appoint the dates on which the Senate will sit in plenary to hear and determine the charges against the governor. Honorable Senators, I wish to emphasize that when we come to the debate on the motion of the establishment of the special committee, debate on the motion shall be limited to the substance of the motion, principally whether or not to establish the special committee. It will not be a debate on the substance of the impeachment or its merits, propriety, prudence, or even the constitutionality or the legality of the processes that have preceded the submission of this matter to the Senate. It is therefore not permissible to deviate to any issues other than the motion before the Senate. In the meantime, and during the pendency of the impeachment process in the Senate, I wish to caution honorable senators to refrain from publicly commenting on the merits or on the merits of the impeachment motion before the Senate. Doing so would amount to anticipation of debate, which is an infringement of standing under 99 of the Senate standing orders. Accordingly, it shall be out of order within the meaning of standing under 122 for any senator to make comments, whether written or spoken, relating to the conduct of the governor or the impeachment process outside the confines of the impeachment proceedings. As such, comments may prejudice the fair and just outcome of the process. Honorable Senators, during the 13th Parliament, the Senate has dealt with 9 impeachment proceedings, 2 of which were considered by special committees and 7 by the Senate sitting in plenary, including one involving a deputy president. It is important that we draw on the best practices established in previous proceedings as we deliberate on this matter. The Senate will be sitting as a quasi-judicial body and will conduct investigations into the alleged violations of the Constitution and the law, and therefore make its determination on the matter. Let me remind you that the impeachment hearing is not just a procedural formality, but a crucial process that plays a crucial role in upholding the principles of democracy and good governance. This hearing is one of the Senate's most vital oversight functions and key responsibilities. I conclude by urging all honorable senators to exercise the highest level of responsibility on this matter. Thank you. Next on the clerk.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, that Thursday, the 27th of November, 2025. The COG Annual Statutory Report for financial year 2024-2025, reports of the Auditor General for the year ended 30th June 2025 on the financial statements of Nandi County Education Scheme, Meteitei Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Nandi, Nandi Hills Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Nandi, Mosoriot Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, Marsabit County Enterprise Fund, Marsabit County State Officers and other public officers Mortgage Scheme Fund, Ikuda Level 4 Hospital, Saikuru Sub-County Hospital, Isiolo County Education Bursary Fund, Isiolo County Emergency Fund, Ruiru Municipality, Limuru Municipality, Thika Municipality, Karori Municipality, Kikuyu Municipality, Limuru Water and Sewerage Company, Elgeyo Marakwet County Alcoholic Drinks Control Fund, Busia County Revolving Fund, Modogashe Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Garissa, Mombasa County Assembly, Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, Taita Taveta County Climate Change Fund, Vihiga County Climate Change Fund, Vihiga County Climate Change Fund, Meru County Executive Staff Housing Fund, Meru County Microfinance Corporation, Meru County Service Board, Meru Municipality, Miadhene Sub-County Hospital, County Government of Meru, West Pokot County Assembly, Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme, West Pokot County Bursary, Education Development and Infrastructure Fund, Chepareria Municipality, County Government of West Pokot, Muranga County Education Scholarship Fund, Kangari Municipality, County Government of Buranga, JM Karaoke Memorial County Referral Level 4 Hospital, Engineer County Referral Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Nyandarua, Embu County Revenue Authority, County Assembly of Meru, Embu Car Loan and Mortgage Member Scheme Fund, Turkana County Education Fund, Turkana County Emergency Fund, Turkana County Biashara Fund, Turkana County Water and Services Fund, Nyamira County Mortgage Car Loan, Nyeri County Water and Sanitation Company Limited, County Government of Nyeri. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay.
Next is the Chairperson, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, the 27th. That is the report of the Committee of Finance and Budget on its consideration for the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill, National Bill number 72 of 2023.
Next, quickly, Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 27th November 2025. Report on Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare, petition on employees of former Kenya Cooperative Creameries Limited, KCC, concerning non-payment of outstanding terminal benefits and Maziwa Sacco dues to former employees of Kenya Creameries Cooperative Limited. Report Standing Committee on Labor and Welfare on the Senate, Mr. Titus Njoroge, concerning the dismissal by the African Inland Church, AIC, of Kenya and payment of arrears. I lay.
Next, Onda.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to give notice of the following motion, which is the establishment of a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by way of impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwoni Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County, that whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, on Tuesday the 25th November 2025, the County Assembly of Nyamira approved a motion for removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwoni Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, and further whereas by letter reference SPK CAN 1/2025, dated the 25th of November 2025, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on 26 November 2025, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by the County Assembly and further forwarded the Speaker of the Senate documents in evidence of the proceedings of the Assembly. And whereas pursuant to Section 33(3)(b) of the County Governments Act 2012, Standing Order number 81B1 of the Senate by resolution may appoint a special committee comprising of 11 of its members to investigate the matter. Now therefore pursuant to Section 33(3)(b) of the County Governments Act 2012 and Standing Order number 81B1, Roman 1, the Senators resolved to proceed on this matter by way of establishment of a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwoni Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County.
Very well. Honorable Senators, we will come back to order number 7 at appropriate time. So we go to the next order number 8.
Order number 8, motion, establishment of a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwoni Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County.
Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following motion, which is the establishment of a committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by way of impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimwoni Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, that whereas pursuant to Article 181 of the Constitution and Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, on Tuesday the 25th of November 2025, the County Assembly of Nyamira approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Nyaribo, the Governor of Nyamira County, and further whereas by letter reference SPK CAN 1/2025, dated 25th November 2025, and received in the office of the Speaker of the Senate on the 26th November, the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyamira informed the Speaker of the Senate of the approval of the motion by the County Assembly and further forwarded the Speaker, the Senate, the documents, evidence, proceeding of the Assembly. And whereas, pursuant to Section 33(3)(b), the County Governments Act and 2012, the Standing Order 81B1 of the Senate by resolution may appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate this matter. Now, therefore, pursuant to Section 33(3)(b) of the County Governments Act and Standing Order 81B, the Senate resolves to proceed on this matter by establishment of the special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira. So, Speaker, you know this drill, and therefore the 11 members are Mr. Speaker, Githuku Kamau, Senator Eddie Okech, Senator Sifuna, Mwaruma. Mr. Speaker, you know I know how to read letters that are inside envelopes, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I've never seen people with angrier faces when I'm moving a motion like this one. I don't know what crime I've committed, Mr. Speaker, but I don't like how I'm being stared at. So with those many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to move and request Senator Eddie Okech to second.
Mr. Speaker, Nyamira County has faced a lot of problems. Don't relax. Can you just let me do my thing? And Mr. Speaker, the minority side feel that because Nyamira County has faced a lot of problems, I have got instruction from the minority side not to second this motion. And you know what the implication is. If I don't second this motion, you know what it means. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, let me give this communication. The effect of the outcome on the motion for the establishment of a special committee to investigate the report on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County. So, after the motion failed to get a seconder, the motion has been withdrawn. And Honorable Senators, as you may have noticed, the Senate Majority Leader moved the motion at order number 8 on today's order paper for the establishment of a special committee to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County. The motion failed to be seconded and therefore deemed to have been withdrawn pursuant to Standing Order 71 of the Senate Standing Orders. Honorable Senators, as I had communicated earlier by way of message on the resolution of the Nyamira County Assembly made on the 25th November 2025 for the removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County, Section 33(3)A of the County Government Act and Standing Order 81B of the Senate, providing that the Senate may, 1, by resolution, appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter, or 2, investigate the matter in plenary. The motion have been withdrawn. The route of a special committee is abandoned, and now implies that the Senate will investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, Governor of Nyamira County, in plenary, pursuant to Section 33, subsection 3A of the County Government Acts and Standing Order 80, subsection 1B2. Honorable Senators, at its meeting on today, Thursday, 27th November 2025, the Senate Business Committee considered the provisional dates for this investigation in the event that the matter was to be investigated in plenary. In line with the schedule of activities for an impeachment hearing in plenary, I hereby give the following directions. 1, the clerk to issue investigations to appear to the parties on Thursday, 27th November 2025. The parties to file their responses with the Office of the Clerk of the Senate by Monday, 1st December 2025 by 5 p.m. And C, the clerk to circulate documents received from the parties, including the plenary hearing program, to all honorable senators by close of business on Tuesday, 2nd December 2025 by 5 p.m. And D, the Senate shall then investigate the matter in plenary on Wednesday, 3rd December 2025, and on Thursday, 4th December 2025. The Senate is accordingly guided. So let's go to the next order.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a petition by Mr. Francis Otieno regarding compensation for sugarcane crop damaged by the Department of Public Works, Roads, Energy and Transport in Pap Oriang in Siaya County. Mover to reply.
I can see the mover is not allowed, but that cannot stop us from. Which one is this? Oh, yeah, you can proceed to reply.
Mr. Speaker, I'm seeing you are used to seeing me as a regular member. I am now the chair of Transport, Roads and Housing in the Senate committee. So I'm around, and I'm a very diligent member of this House, Mr. Speaker. I don't miss the House unless under very, very unavoidable circumstances. I'm a diligent member. But that said, Mr. Speaker, I want to take this opportunity to thank members of the House who got a chance to contribute to this motion. Mr. Speaker, I want to say categorically that as a House, we are here not only to pass legislation, but to also exercise our role of representation. And part of representation is also to fight for what is good for our people and the general public. This petition is one of those areas that give us that opportunity to be able to fight for different people who might be facing a lot of challenges, including exploitation by different people in positions of power, as Mr. Francis Otieno might have faced. And therefore, I must make it categorical that the Committee on Transport, Roads and Housing, with the members that are there, who got a chance to listen to this petition, gave the petition a very thorough hearing. And I want to thank them, from Senator Chute to Senator Tobiko to Senator Wambua, Senator Kinyua, Senator Kajuang, who is a member of this committee, Senator Miraj, as well as Senator Sige, very committed members of this committee. Mr. Speaker, let me say that while I am grateful to members who got a chance to contribute to this motion, I must also say, Mr. Speaker, that I've seen a very dichotomous elements of debating when it comes to report on this House. Of course, starting with the report that we presented here. On one hand, I saw members, and I will not be able to perhaps indicate them by names, but I saw members who were keen on being able to read the entire report in its entirety. And after reading the report, they were able to see the judicious nature of the work that we did. And I want to thank those members, because it is important that we do read these reports. When you read the reports, you don't only understand why the petition was there, but you also get to understand the nuances that our people are dealing with in the course of carrying out their day-to-day duties and their day-to-day livelihood aspirations in the communities. But, Mr. Speaker, without casting any aspersions to a few members who did not read this report definitely and contributed so passionately, but then ended up bashing the report, Mr. Speaker, I want to invite them that, Mr. Speaker, it's very important to read the report. For instance, Mr. Speaker, I saw a few members here getting up and going to the conclusion or the recommendations given by this report, which was very thorough, that the Senate, based on the nature of how this matter was presented to it, does not have the jurisdiction to deal with the issue. And then they just attacked the report. The Speaker, maybe, so those members, because they did not read the report, let me reiterate that the petition that was presented before this House was between Mr. Francis Otieno and the county government of Siaya. And Ms. Otieno had sought that the county government of Siaya pay him for having damaged his crop in the course of constructing a road through his shamba. And therefore, at face value, the understanding of the petition was that the county government of Siaya was directly implementing a project that was affecting the land of Mr. Otieno. And therefore, that would mean that we should hold liable the county government of Siaya's Public Works Department. Mr. Speaker, upon inviting the county government of Siaya and upon inviting Mr. Francis Otieno, we further established that this was far from the truth. There was actually a contractor by the name Aeneas who had been contracted to not do the road. He was doing a different project in the hospital, and the contractor, because did not have the time to go around the shamba, the contractor had an agreement with Mr. Francis Otieno to pass through his land and access the construction site. So that was not something that was made clear in the petition in its initial form. So then we said, let's invite the contractor to give us his side of the story. Let us invite the county government of Siaya, which was represented by none other than the CEO, as established under Article 179 of the Constitution, who is the governor of Siaya. And we had all these three parties come before our committee, Mr. Speaker. And when they came, Mr. Speaker, we established other complexities that hadn't been indicated in the petition. For instance, we established that the petitioner had actually had a contractual agreement on that, agreement with the contractor to cross the farm. They had an agreement that involved a compensation for accessing the project site. So number one, you established there that, number one, there was no road construction on this piece of land. Number two, there was not just access, a simple access. It was an agreement that the contractor and the said petitioner had actually come to that agreement. And Mr. Speaker, if the people who were bashing the report dared to read, you realize that in the first place, if you read that report, the contractor and the petitioner had agreed to a tune of 34 million as compensation. And that 34 million as compensation, they had sat after going to ombudsman, which again is in the report. These two had gone and engaged the ombudsman over their conflict over their initial agreement. And after that meeting with the ombudsman, they further agreed to reverse the money down from 34 million to 1.3 million, which the contractor was not honoring. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, after a tete-a-tete between the two of them, after all those engagements, they had even engaged the Department of Public Works informally to try and find a way of paying each other. The petitioner went to court. The petitioner went to court, Mr. Speaker, over that agreement that they had with the contractor, not the Siaya County Department of Public Works. So by the time this petition was finding itself in this House, Mr. Speaker, the matter was active in court, which, if the petitioner had been very frank and very open about all those incidents and those historical background, and not limiting it only to the issue of county government, then perhaps even the petition could not have been admitted in the first place. It was something that was sub judice. Hence, the recommendation by the committee that this petition was not properly before us, and the jurisdiction was not subject to the Senate. So I wish that the members who are bashing the report, please, take time to read. Take time to understand the historical background. Mr. Speaker, for instance, you see the history I've just given you, the findings that we're just getting. We were getting them as raw as possible. In fact, when the petitioner appeared before us, Mr. Speaker, the petitioner said that he cannot be able to speak in English. And there was no prior arrangement or even prior request to be able to get an interpreter so that he could be able to present his case to the best of their ability. Mr. Speaker, do you know that the committee took the hardest decision to say, okay,
Senator,
we are already in the meeting.
You have violated these standing orders twice. One is standing between me and the member speaking, and two is to cross to this other side of the aisle.
Mr. Speaker, you know, Senator Kiamrata spent a lot of time in the streets. So this crisscrossing has anyhow in the streets is his habit, but you can perhaps forgive him so that he can learn the matter of the House. With time, these things he will understand.
And also, Senator Eddie Okech.
Yes, sir.
I've listened to you keenly since you started.
Yes.
You know, once you bring a report to the House, it is the members to read the report and to debate the way they wish is the best way. So you are saying you members bashed the report. First of all, you thanked those who are positive on the report.
I did.
Those who negative to the report, you should still thank them, even for taking time to debate your report with the committee's report. Therefore, just reply in a way that you are also not demeaning the effort or the work your colleagues are doing.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, but Mr. Speaker, you know the standing orders of this House, in which actually I'm very grateful that you are the one who actually taught me most of this in the early times. Mr. Speaker, you know you are an elder. You used to sit with me and show me how these standing orders are. And one of the ones that I'm passionate about is 105 on factual conversation in this House. Because, Mr. Speaker, there's a danger if they don't read the report and absorb it of possibly misinforming the public. And I think that's the context with which I'm trying to make those clarifications, so that in case the public was misinformed that perhaps the committee did not handle the petition appropriately, or maybe even dismissed, because it could easily come as if the committee dismissed the petitioner, which would be a misrepresentation of fact and would look like a miscarriage of justice. So that's the context, Mr. Speaker. But otherwise, I appreciate them for contributing. You know, contribution is contribution, Mr. Speaker. You know, if you invited me to an Arambe.
Senator Chali, you are on intervention. What is your point of honor?
Mr. Speaker, I raise understanding order Article 50. Mr. Speaker, the reason members expressed and I contributed reservations, and Senator Eddy should realize is just reply. Secondly, it says justice should be adjudged without due or what you call technicalities. The argument of members, the reason we differed with the report of the committee is we found that the committee did not recommend anything. They just argued on the rule of sub judice, which does not apply because there is what we call principle of separation of powers. So is it in order? I'm not debating. Is it in order? I'm writing under Article 50 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, is it in order for Senator Eddy to isolate a few senators who differed with the report? This is not acquired. Well, must we agree with the report? Because our argument was very simple. Why did the report not even give a way forward on the prayers of the petitioner? That was our argument, based on the Constitution, that technicality should not affect justice to that aggrieved individual, Mr. Speaker, and that was our argument. So it is in order for Senator Eddy, the Chair of Roads and Transport, to continue running over the reason and Solomonic engagement of members of this Senate. Can he withdraw and apologize? Or else we'll shoot down the report.
Mr. Speaker, time without number. I keep on talking about reading and understanding. Even now you have heard my brother, Senator Cherargei, getting up and twice, if you go unanswered, has quoted Article 50 of the Constitution on matters of technicalities. And that is not the right article in the first place. He doesn't even understand that. The matter of avoiding to give what we call judicial authority in the Constitution that is given to this House under Article 125 of the Constitution that makes us become, just relax, I educate you, my friend. But Mr. Speaker, I am coming, because it quoted procedural technicalities. Procedural technicalities, Mr. Speaker, is established under Article 159 of the Constitution, which gives us judicial authority as a house established as a high court under Article 125 of the Constitution. And I'll read it for him. This is what it says. Under sub-article 2D of the Constitution, justice shall be administered without undue regard to procedural technicalities. He was trying to quote that, Mr. Speaker, and he's quoting the wrong article of the Constitution. It's the same way, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that these senators, Mr. Speaker, like Cherargei, are not reading the entire report. They are just being, Mr. Speaker, this is a banter now and is debating the report again.
It's on. Point of, Speaker, I argued on Article 50 on fair hearing, and also the technicality, which is I extrapolated under Article 159. When you read the fair hearing process, it is well set out. So my argument was simple. Even in the report itself, did the petitioner given fair hearing? And in fact, I'm surprised this is the first time a chair of committee is running away from his own report, because he is arguing that they gave a way out. Yet in the report that we read, unless the House was given the wrong report, there was no way out. The argument was that the matter is still in court and the matter is under ADR. Is it in order? Can Senator Eddy table the real report now and tell us what was the conclusion of the committee against the petition of on the petitioner's prayers on the issue of the county government of Siaya, the matter in court? What was the real, because what we were given is totally different. And if you have seen is calavanting and perambulating around the issue, Mr. Speaker, by saying, oh, you know, the matter is sub judice, the matter is, can he give us what was the recommendation? Can he read for the benefit of the House? Just give us the recommendation.
Senator Cherargei, in the report was discussed recently in this House, and I was seated here most of the time. And there was that conclusion. It's in your gadget. You can check the report, because I referred to it when I heard members not agreeing with the conclusion of the committee, the recommendation of the committee. So I think it is there. You can still have a look at their recommendations. But now conclude.
Mr. Speaker, let me conclude, because
I'm wondering why you have all this time, because you end maybe 15 minutes.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude, because at the danger of having someone like Senator Cherargei redebating the report on the pretext of what I've just complained about, not reading. And he wants me to take him back to class to read again. I can't do it, Mr. Speaker, because the work was done. In a report, there is committee observations, which is now establishments, which then informs recommendation. There is history of the report. Mr. Speaker, I can't, Mr. Speaker, you'll have to protect me, because Senator Cherargei is now debating the report when he had debated the report. And I've said, Mr. Speaker, that there are senators in this House.
You chair Loans and Transport Committee.
Yes.
You opened this debate yourself by bashing members of the Senate.
I wasn't bashing.
I want still to open to members now to interrogate your issues. Senator Mukatani, you are on a point of order.
Speaker, I was on intervention, and I wanted to bring Honorable Chair to the attention of Standing Order 235. 235 sets the form of petition. Mr. Speaker, the moment a matter is before court, and you will see that the petitioner is supposed to show whether there was any body, any legislative, any other body that dealt with the matter and what was the reply, and whether the matter was pending before court. And if the matter is pending before court, that petition is dismissed immediately. Okay? But what the recommendation of that report said was that you should go back, the petitioner should go to seek other bodies to solve out the matter. That is what you said. If you read, Mr. Chairman, and with a lot of respect, I think you need to be a bit restrained in your wording. Assuming that senators didn't read, I think it's going on the wrong direction. If I were you, I would have said that the matter was in court, we discovered, and we withdraw. Mr. Speaker, it is not the first time. When we were in Energy Committee, and Honorable Senator Omutata had brought a petition on behalf of the residents of Uyombo Village in Kilifi County. When we went there, the moment we discovered that the matter was in court, we closed the matter. And the report came here before the House to say that. But we didn't come to say, follow the matter with other legislative body or other adjudicative bodies, like that, what the report said. If you look at that recommendation, look at Look at the summary of the recommendation. We read that report. The recommendation was clear that we should go, the petitioner should go to other adjudicative bodies. Please inform me.
No, the Senator Andy Okech. You know, there is a way Senator Mugatana communicated to me and we were able to communicate. So proceed, you inform him if he has accepted to be informed.
In fact, Mr. Speaker, so that we dissuade this misinformation by the Chair of Roads, I am with the report 6.0 committee recommendation. And unless the committee chair is running away from the report, recommendation 1, prayer 1. And this was recommendation. In accordance to the above prayer, the committee states that it cannot grant these prayers, fail to produce any documentation or formal contract to the committee linking the Department of Public Works, Roads and Energy, Transport. However, the committee recommends that the petitioner to pursue the original contract entered into between him and Mr. Enea Onyango through an appropriate other jurisdictions. Number 2, prayer number 2, in response to the above prayer, the committee recommends that any grievances from the lessor should be addressed through appropriate legal channels, as the committee has noted that the petitioner lacks authority to raise their complaint about the alleged engrossment. So he has already violated standing order number 232 and standing order number 235. So I want to inform my brother Senator Mungatana that it is right. So the chair himself did not read the report. I yield, Mr. Speaker.
You informed him that he is right. Yes. Now, I think Senator Tabitha, can we conclude this matter?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Still further want to inform Senator Mungatana. Are you on a point of order or what is it?
Not really a point of order, but on for information, Mr. Speaker. I would really request just a minute. In Senator Eddie's submissions as the chair, there's something that he brought out, and what I have observed as a member of this House, in my own opinion, is that either the clerk of that committee was not able to put that information in this report and it was an oversight. What am I saying? Seems that the committee, when the petitioner appeared, did not give full information to that committee. The petitioner did not indicate that the matter was in court. The petitioner did not indicate earlier when he appeared before the committee that there was a contract between him and the contractor. And so, as pertaining the standing orders of the Senate, the committee started listening to this particular petition until at a point that they invited the contractor. Until at that point is when the committee realized apparently this matter is live in court. And the Honorable Chair, what he did, he gave his directions and said, we cannot proceed then if this matter in court, because apparently the petitioner was not honest enough to say this matter is in court and to bring out everything and all the agreements. And apparently the contractor brought about written live agreements that they had entered with this particular petitioner. So the petitioner is the one who was not honest, but maybe the clerk of this committee should have written these recommendations more and highlighting so that the members can see that. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Speaker.
No, I want also to advise Senator Mutinda. This report does not belong to the clerk. This report is a committee's report. The chairman is the CEO of that committee. And now this document belongs to the House of the Senate. So what you should do, Senator Okech, is to leave it for the Senate to make a decision that they feel it is appropriate. Also, it is not your committee's report any longer. This is the Senate report. And any decision made by the Senate, either way, in either way or the other, you know, there is also a question to be put. So the Senate can negate that, can negative that, the report. But also what Senator Mugatan asked is very genuine. When the committee realized that the matter was active in court, why did you proceed to execute that petition? You could have dismissed that petition because it is a matter pending in court. Even when reading a petition, at the bottom of any petition, either the clerk or whoever the owner of the petition declares that this matter is not pending in a court of law. So once you realize that the matter was in court, when did the committee proceed to conclude and to hear, to summon? I don't know whether you visited the county. Did you visit the county? You either write them down or you just cram them. So that is, the issues raised by the members are very genuine indeed. So you just conclude and leave it at that. The Senate will make the decision on the report in one or the other when the right time comes.
Mr. Speaker, when I serve in the committee, I serve under your honor. I do your work in the committee. And when I'm doing your work in the committee, my work is that when I come to this house, I tell you things as they happened, not as I think they should have happened. I think that's why when I bring you a report in the house, the report then becomes your property as a house, because I've informed you about what happened. Mr. Speaker, may you protect me? Because I'm being harassed by senators who want to feel that they are legally sounder than myself. Mr. Speaker,
avoid exchanging with your colleagues.
If you protect me, I'll avoid, because I cannot avoid hearing Chelagei shouting. I cannot avoid hearing Senator Mugatana shouting.
Senator Chelagei.
Mr. Speaker, will you protect me?
Or Mugatana, let him conclude the reply.
Mr. Speaker, there is point of order. If the senators want to put a point of order, they can put a point of order and I can sit and then they can express themselves. Then I'll listen respectfully to what they want to bring. Mr. Speaker, I am unanswered, requesting you as the leader of this House, because this is a very important petition. we have done a narrative of everything that transpired. I want to encourage senators that before they take a decision on this report, they read the report. There are senators who read it very well and understood it and appreciate them, and which informed their...
Yes. You know, I'm the one who questioned you about bashing your colleagues.
I didn't bash, Mr. Speaker.
I questioned you.
Mr. Speaker, I'm
and
not
you
bashing.
invited yourself to all this. Senator Andy Okech, you are the chair of the committee.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are the chair of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So
then,
Mr. Speaker,
just have your seat.
Mr. Speaker,
there is a point of order from Senator Mugatana.
Mr. Speaker, I want the chair of this committee, now that he's asking for it, to take responsibility. I'm standing under 105, the responsibility for the statement that some senators did not read. Did he go and spend the night with all these senators to know whether they read or they didn't? Is he in order, Mr. Speaker? Can he withdraw and apologize that statement? We don't come here to joke, my friend.
This is your point of order, Senator Esther Okenyuri.
Mr. Speaker, I equally take offense because I gave my views on this report as insufficient based on what I read. And I'm entitled to give an opinion. It's not all the time that we have to agree with what has been brought here. Based on what was actually brought by the committee, I gave my views. So I would want to implore the chair to be kind, because we have actually gone through the report, and it's on that basis we are giving our views. Thank you.
Senator Chalege, what's your point of order again?
Mr. Speaker, standing order 105 and 101, the contents of Mr. Speaker, have you seen the chair of Roads and Transport trying to impute improper motive against the senators of this house? This house is blessed with vast people, Mr. Speaker, that can read and understand. I read that report. It is, Mr. Speaker, you have done a good job. All the reports are here. I'm even reading his report as a moment. Can he withdraw and apologize? Or if he doesn't want to withdraw and apologize, Mr. Speaker, standing order 122, 123, 125, he should be thrown out, Mr. Speaker. Because he cannot, imagine, Mr. Speaker, Kenyans will know that their representatives don't read. You can imagine the embarrassment, Mr. Speaker. And some of us are very learned.
The chair, Committee on Loans and Transportation. You saw even the chair referring members to that document, because I also learned it. You hand me referring Senator Chalege to his iPad so that he can also lean to the conclusion, because I learned the report. So, Senator Andy Okech, Chair, Loans and Transport Committee, you have been doing so well since your appointment as the chair. But this afternoon, I don't know what has happened to you, that you have the audacity to lecture all the senators. So kindly withdraw that statement that senators do not read the reports, and apologize to the extent that the senators will be satisfied.
Mr. Speaker, if it pleases you, I withdraw and apologize. And Mr. Speaker,
It pleases me or the House?
You here is not Mr. Speaker. You is a word that refers to the House. That's what the English I was taught tells me. But Mr. Speaker, with a lot of sincerity, Mr. Speaker, this is a house of justice. What I'm trying to petition the House now, on behalf of this petition, is to seek deeper understanding on some of the issues that perhaps we as a committee are told to bring in this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you see, you asked me a fundamental question, for instance. Did we visit the site? And Mr. Speaker, I was going to get there had it not been for Senator Chiragei, who I didn't even question whether he had a different interpretation of this report or not. Mr. Speaker, the very reason why the committee decided not to visit the site is the very reason because we discovered it was an active matter in court as we were dealing with the petition, Mr. Speaker. If the petitioner had indicated that this matter was in court right from the beginning, Mr. Speaker, we could have dismissed it without hearing, Mr. Speaker. But in the course of hearing, when you established that, and Mr. Speaker, we are very clear about the language that has been used there, Mr. Speaker. The recommendation that has been used verbatim is that as per matter that is between the contractor and the petitioner, let them pursue it in the jurisdiction that it is in. That's just a matter of English to say it's a matter in court. Let them deal with it as is in court, Mr. Speaker. I don't know whether a few senators wanted us to just say explicitly, let them go to court. It is, you have established that this matter is being dealt with a different jurisdiction. Let it continue that jurisdiction. That's what I want to encourage, Mr. Speaker. But with that said, Mr. Speaker, I think with that said, Mr. Speaker, I reply.
Senator Andy, okay. What do you want me to do, Senator Andy?
Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 663, I beg that putting of the question be deferred to a later date. I thank you.
Yes, the matter, the putting of the question has been deferred. Next order. Next order. Senators, we defer on the number 10 and 11. We go to on the number 12. Go on there.
Order number 12, motion, consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagement in Kilifi County. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 26th November 2025, afternoon sitting.
Honorable Senators, Senator Endo Okech has a balance of 17 minutes. So you can either you use your minutes or you can. It means you have not trained it.
May you give me the hard copy? You need to, Mr. Speaker. Because there are things I wanted to refer to. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I know I've brought a lot of heat today in the House because I was fighting the issue of scanning on reports instead of reading reports. And Mr. Speaker, it doesn't affect you for sure. I know that you are an elder and you do read reports. I know you very well. And even the people I was talking about, Mr. Speaker, are good readers. You know, some of them are lawyers, they are good readers. I wasn't even referring to them in the first place. So they should just be okay. They should just chill. My sister said, can you read reports all the time? The guys I was doubting are not even in this house, Mr. Speaker, right now. But Mr. Speaker, I was contributing yesterday and appreciating the committee, you know, on health, the Standing Committee on Health, for the great work that they did in Kilifi, Mr. Speaker. You know, when a good job is done, for me, I will always appreciate, Mr. Speaker. I think that they did a very good job. This was a networking and an oversight visit that they did establish a few findings in Kilifi, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, perhaps it might interest the House to know that together with my sister, Senator Tabitha Mutinda, we served in the committee on Shakahola matter. And we had a task to do when we went to Kilifi, and part of what we had a bird's eye view position on was visiting the hospital as well and just looking at some of the observations that I think that are appropriately indicated here. They are factual because we also got to observe them when we went there. So, Mr. Speaker, I must say that one of the observations that I really cared about that this committee observed was the issue of the infrastructure around the pharmacy in the hospital. You know, Mr. Speaker, you can do all diagnostics in a hospital. In a hospital, you can do all equipment that you can bring in a hospital. You can have the best personnel possible in a hospital. But, Mr. Speaker, if you don't come to the main point where the rubber meets the road, which is the drugs that then are then administered to people to cure them, Mr. Speaker, then it can be a struggle. And, Mr. Speaker, I was observing that the challenge that we are having, one, with the lack of proper infrastructure of pharmacy in this hospital, that then culminates into the issue of lack of drugs in entirety in this hospital, or sometimes even lack of proper records on drugs, which then leads to issue number 3 that was observed by the committee, because I might not get time to go through what I'd read yesterday, Mr. Speaker, which was the issue of expired drugs that cost the Kilifi County a lot of money, Mr. Speaker. These are issues that I find them global. Mr. Speaker, that they are not only manifesting in Kilifi County, they are also manifesting in other hospitals in our own respective counties, Mr. Speaker. And it's an issue that, Mr. Speaker, I think that this House should perhaps extrapolate from this report and make it a substantive issue on how do we deal with this issue of drugs in the hospital, Mr. Speaker. Why is it that in all the hospitals that we have in our counties, Mr. Speaker, that are county hospitals, always when people go to get medication, they are diagnosed, they are given prescriptions, and then they are told there are no drugs here. But the doctors and the physicians in those hospitals are very particular in recommending where you're going to get the drug. They're very particular. They will tell you there is no drug in Migori Hospital, but you go particularly to this particular pharmacy inside in Migori town. Because if it's just a matter of prescribing as a physician and not knowing the number of chemist shops that are around, then you should allow people to just go where they can be able to get the drug in a free and fair manner. They prescribe specific places. And, Mr. Speaker, this matter also goes to diagnostics. Mr. Speaker, we have complained about the state of having health care in our communities, in counties, being a mission care, not an issue of profiteering from the sickness of our people, Mr. Speaker. Because outcomes, for instance, the services around ultrasound or radiology services or any other diagnostic services in these hospitals in our country, Mr. Speaker, you go to Hospital A, the amount that you're being charged is different from Hospital B, which is just a stone throw away from Hospital A. And now when you go to another facility, which is not an hospital, but it's just a simple diagnostic center, Mr. Speaker, you are charged more. And we're seeing it even in Nairobi here, Mr. Speaker. I've said time without number that if you go, for instance, for MRI service, MRI service, Mr. Speaker, in Aga Khan, for instance, you will be charged 45,000. This real. Then if you go to Medihill, you're charged 19,000. If you go to Kenyatta, it is below 9,000, Mr. Speaker. Same service, same machine, and same results. How did we get there as a country, Mr. Speaker, where a same service in medical field will cost different prices, and they are not marginal prices, Mr. Speaker. They are humongous differences, Mr. Speaker. And that is happening with our drugs. It's happening with all diagnostics in our hospitals, Mr. Speaker. I think this is the core element of this report, Mr. Speaker. The question around drugs and diagnostic services, Mr. Speaker, is a question that this House must address itself to, not only on the Kilifi County Referral Hospital, Mr. Speaker, but we need perhaps to do a serious legal assessment test as a House, now that we are a House of legislation. We need to do a proper legal assessment on the status of drug administration and drug management and drug delivery in our hospital, Mr. Speaker, to the extent that we must make sure that drugs are available. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, we might be running counties where, and I hope that I won't be throwing aspersions here, Mr. Speaker. Of course, these are not members of this House. But we might be running a county, Mr. Speaker, counties where people have got serious vested interest in the medical field, so that they're actually the people who are running these pharmaceuticals. It could be doctors, it could be clinical officers in our hospitals, but even the worst, it could be even be the governors themselves, or their chief officers, or their CECs, running these kiosks around and peddling, some pocket change. Maybe I've got some aligned incentives with the systems in the hospitals to sell drugs, and therefore ending up to make it difficult for people to access drugs, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is what I wanted to emphasize on. But other than that, Mr. Speaker, I think there are other issues that were very good in this report that I think that can be explored by other senators, because I think that it would be good that I give other senators time, because this was a report. But I think, Mr. Speaker, I just want to plead with this House that let's have a conversation around drug and drug management in our hospitals and making sure that our people can be able to get drugs. This is a problem that I'm seeing in Migori County, time without number. People are calling me from Migori County, Mr. Speaker, every single time. They have gone to hospitals, they have gotten prescriptions, they have gotten diagnostics from the doctors and physicians there, and then there's just no drug. Yet you can see in the budget of Migori County, money was used to buy drugs, money was dispensed, the money that is being paid to KEMSA is a lot of money to get these drugs. How comes that people just don't have those drugs? And it's something that, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to encourage even the members of this House that are future governors, including, Mr. Speaker, yourself. I see you as a very sober leader in this House, Mr. Speaker. I believe that one day you'll become a governor. And we have got people like Senator Biko, who I'm praying hard one day becomes a governor. There are many of us here who are aspiring governors. As we interact with these reports, let them inform our strategic thinking when one day we become governors in those counties, Mr. Speaker, that when you do become governor, let's deal with fundamental issues. And one of those fundamental issues is drugs, drugs, drugs. But the last one that is very important, I hope that all our sub-county hospitals, not the county hospitals, will one day have functional maternity wings, Mr. Speaker. It is embarrassing, Mr. Speaker, because when you look at the infrastructure across Kilifi County, Mr. Speaker, today, things like C-sections for deliveries, Mr. Speaker, has become a fundamental technology, a very simplistic technology, but very core, key one. You can't keep on having people being referred to the county referral hospitals, Mr. Speaker, for mothers to go and deliver on C-sections on now a basic technology that must be available to everyone. would indeed be good, Mr. Speaker, when, for instance, in Migori County, where we have got 8 major sub-counties and then 10 in total, Mr. Speaker, would indeed be so good if our health centers are equipped in a way that they can help our mothers deliver, Mr. Speaker. Because when you put it that C-section can only be found in the county referral hospital, Mr. Speaker, like the Migori Hospital, Mr. Speaker, a mother coming from Nyatike, now that it's a raining session, Mr. Speaker, season, a mother coming from Nyatike must end up dealing with bad roads, and then after dealing with bad roads, deal with the issue of cost of getting to the hospital, and then get there, and then find another queue. Already you get there so tired, having been battered in bad roads, and then you get again into a queue, and then you've got cost implications in all this. Mr. Speaker, it's not fair to our mothers. So I hope, and I want to encourage, one day when Senator Cherargei becomes the governor of Nandi, and I'm wishing him well because as a lawyer, he knows the law, but he's learning from people who have run businesses, who are managers from this house. They are very good professionals in this house, Mr. Speaker. He will go and establish this fundamental infrastructure for people in Nandi County. The same way, one day, if Senator Tobigo becomes a governor in Kajiado, she will be able to make sure that all sub-counties, there's maternal facilities, all sub-county hospitals, and even dispensaries, there is adequate access to drugs. Mr. Speaker, by the way, if we deal with those two issues, I think we can fundamentally improve the state of healthcare in our counties. With that, Mr. Speaker, for the purpose of giving my colleagues also time to input in this report, I want to appreciate as well as support this report in totality. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chalagai Samson.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want to commend the Committee of Health. I think, Mr. Speaker, in the last session when I was the chair of JLAC, the Committee of JLAC then defines Senate, who Senate was in that session. I think the Committee of Health, led by my elder sister, Senator Sheikh Omar, the Vice Chair, and her committee are continuing to distinguish the Senate. So, Speaker, I'll not get tired by saying whether devolution works or fail, it will only on the issue of health. If devolution succeeds, is when health succeeds. And that is why the Senator of Migori has insisted on very critical issues in terms of how health sector should be, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, it's so sad as I rise to support this report, and I want to thank the Committee of Health. I think if the...
You know, in other heart, I chair the liaison committee of the Senate. Yeah. And I've never met Senator Sheikh in that meeting, in the liaison committee. You send the Sheikh Omar chairs and the health committee. You see, the committee is led by the vice chair. It's led by the vice chair, Sheikh Omar. It's led by the vice chair.
Mariam.
No, I'm wondering how is the committee led by the vice chair?
But
that's my question.
You are the one moving this report.
Because Senator Mandago is the member of my committee.
I'll rectify. For the comfort of the House, my apologies because I thought I said this report was brought in by the vice chair, Senator Omar Sheikh. And I thought that was correct unless she didn't move it, if my memory serves me right. But I want to say this committee led by Senator Mandago, if that will please you. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to say, and I was celebrating the committee, you know the committee is as good as the chair, the membership. Because I've chaired the committee, I want to encourage my younger brother that some of us ni chuma ya zamani. We have chaired most of this committee and we can exchange with him invaluable lessons moving into the future. Mr. Speaker, I am celebrating the health committee and I'm happy a number of them are here. I can see the vice chairperson, she's distracted, but I hope she will get what I'm just saying. I want to celebrate the Committee of Health for the good job that you are doing. What I'm saying, oh, you are a member, Senator Tabita and the rest of membership. Mr. Speaker, that's why I was saying, and I want to repeat so that they can get it clear. This session of the Senate will be defined by the Health Committee because they are doing extremely well. Mr. Speaker, I think as a chairperson of Liaison, make sure they have enough resources to go round the entire, even Migori, the story is harder there. If we have evidence from the area senator, Mr. Speaker, that the issue of giving birth should be a blessing. It should not be a curse in our areas. I want to celebrate. I'm happy this report is so detailed that I'm shocked by the industrious nature of the Health Committee. Even they have told us that some of the pictures, that there is no paint. They are even talking about laundry. They have gone to the details. The devil is in the details, and that is what I like about this report. From lack of pain, poor laundry services, to the issue of drugs, to the issue of ICU facilities, Mr. Speaker. I want to say that when they visited Mutwapa Sub-County Hospital, when they visited Kilifi, I have seen the pictures, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, my report today is not colored, but I'm happy. I saw Senator Tabita in one of the photos seriously looking at the drugs, whether they are expired or not, Mr. Speaker. And I think that is what is very important. And I'm happy with the way they are doing their job. I hope to host them soon in Nandi County, because there is a sad story. The reports were just tabled. They tabled Metete Sub-County Hospital, Nandi Sub-County Hospital, Mosoriat Sub-County Hospital, Mr. Speaker, that was just tabled a few minutes ago before you. It's a sorry state. For example, Metete Sub-County does not even one kind, Mr. Speaker, to assist our women in case they go into complications. You can see to Nandil Sub-County Hospital, out of almost 200 nurses needed, it's less than 70 that I know that are there, Mr. Speaker. Even there is no procurement plan. The issue of drugs, expired drugs, can be traced in Mosoriat Sub-County Hospital. You go to Nandils, you go to, and I think this is a problem because when you look at the Kilifi, and I'm told Kilifi County Referral Hospital Complex Phase 1, with a sum of 389 million. I wish the committee in future should have given us the status of that project so that we are aware what is happening. But I know these are issues that will come to Public Accounts Committee because they are living in the futuristic. So, Speaker, when you look at let me just go quickly to a few issues that have been raised, especially in Mutwapa Sub-County Hospital, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy. This is a 8-bed capacity facility. It serves almost 400 it serves almost 400 people, Mr. Speaker, and it is located away from Mombasa Malindi Road, Mr. Speaker. But they are serving 400 patients daily. That's a very huge facility, but they are seriously understaffed, which is very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. There is also adequate infrastructure. I'm happy, because even the committee have indicated, apart from medical, like waiting bays, pharmacies, stores, stalls, Mr. Speaker, severe understaffing. Mr. Speaker, I would have requested this committee, because I'll make only 4 comments. And through the vice chair and the chair and the committee, however, here, you should have directed in your recommendation the immediate closure of this hospital. You know why, Mr. Speaker? Because the committee has said the facility pharmacy lacked an accreditation license from the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, which is likely to jeopardize patient safety and regulatory compliance. This was sufficient reason for the committee to order immediately closure of Mutwapa Sub-County Hospital. Because if they don't have this accreditation, Mr. Speaker, it is very unfortunate. I hope the mover of the motion, who is also the vice chair, and the committee's members who are here, they should be able to guide us, because I thought that is a sufficient reason to close. Mr. Speaker, the issue of salaries, the issue of incinerator, I think these are small things, Mr. Speaker, that we should not be discussing in the Senate Republic of Kenya. The issue we should be discussing in how to ensure KEMSA becomes efficient in terms of supplying drugs. Meru County Referral Hospital is suffering from serious issues. When we talk about the hospitals, Kibiricha Sub-County Hospital yesterday is becoming a serious issue, Mr. Speaker. I think the issue of incinerator, was dysfunctional, Mr. Speaker. It's very unfortunate because the waste management you saw yesterday in, I think, Nyahururu County Referral Hospital in Laikipia had a similar challenge on how to manage the waste from the hospital. So, Speaker, the issue of staff salaries is they have not been paid for 2 months. I would have expected the committee, and I'm happy they have noted that the County Public Service Board should move with speed and ensure. Mr. Speaker, you know here in Parliament, we also have interns and what you call temporary cleaning staff. These are people who live from hand to mouth, Mr. Speaker. It's small money to some of these big men and in county government of Kilifi. It is small to them because it might be 7,000, 10,000 shillings, but it means the world to those cleaners. I am happy the committee has directed that those cleaners must be paid within, and therefore, Mutuapa Sub-County Hospital, Mr. Speaker, it serves 100, and you know where Mutuapa is. Mutuapa is where life is in around Mombasa. And the people who like nightlife or nocturnal activities, Mr. Speaker, around Mutuapa will tell you what goes on in Mutuapa. You only see, but you don't see it anywhere else. So I hope, so that the 400 people who go there daily plus, Mr. Speaker, I hope the committee, I don't know whether the committee who are here members can direct, because these issues are very critical, that in future, the issue must, the governor and the county executive must be held to account, because looking at the money allocated, even in facility improvement, they have allocated a huge chunk of money, Mr. Speaker, that should be looked at, Mr. Speaker, for the benefit of the committee. As I conclude, is that I have seen under facilities improvement, a lot of money. Mr. Speaker, looking at Kilifi County Referral Hospital will be the conclusion. We are aware, I don't know whether it's backed by statistics, but it's suffering more than 1.5 million. It is similar problems that we saw in Meru County Referral Hospital yesterday. We saw in Kibiricha, we saw it in Nanyuki, Mr. Speaker, Nyahururu, all these hospitals, even in Nandi, Mr. Speaker, whether it comes up, whether it's Nandi, the issue of staff is a problem. And I'm happy a report has been led by Majority Leader on some of these hospitals, Mr. Speaker. We have, and you know the problem I have is critical. For example, Meteite Sub-County Hospital needs almost 17 medical officers, but they only have 3. What does it mean? Poor service delivery. The issue of staff shortages. You can imagine Kilifi County Referral Hospital is the major hospital that serves 1.5 million, but they have challenges of staffing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm still shocked, and I want to appeal to the Committee of Health to order immediate closure of Kilifi County Referral Hospital, because the hospital is operating without a valid pharmacy and poisons board license, Mr. Speaker. So who knows the quality of drugs, whether it's expired or not, Mr. Speaker? Well, you can see expired drugs, further expired drugs including injectables. Mr. Speaker, when I was growing up, I don't know whether malaria has lost its, the issue of malaria has lost its littleness, because when I was growing up, the issue of when you are sick, yes, because...
Senator Mugatana, are you on a point of order? Or?
Mr. Speaker, I ask for intervention on a point of order. Is the senator for Nandi in order to ask for a whole referral hospital to be closed? Does he know what that means? Can you imagine closing a police station, Mr. Speaker? Can you imagine closing a hospital, not just a hospital, a referral hospital? Mr. Speaker, is he in order? Is he in order to ask the committee to order such a thing?
So what if standing order has he violated?
Mr. Speaker, he has violated standing order number 1, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed and conclude, Senator Chalgei.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I don't know, you know, can I read again?
That is a point of argument which may be...
Can I clarify to him, because it is on the report? I want my brother, Senator Mungatana, which I have tremendous...
actually to contribute, and he can be able to...
Yeah, I want to read the provision of the report so that he might also be with me on the same page. It says the hospital pharmacy operated without a valid pharmacy and poisons board license for both facility and pharmacist. And in fact, this report has pointed there is expired drugs, including injectables, Mr. Speaker. Injectables. But I thought that should worry us. Because if a facility is operating and giving out drugs, they will be killing more people than saving them. Mr. Speaker, some of us, when we were growing up, we used to fear needles. Imagine a needle that is already infected, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I am, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you know, even warriors fear something. They must fear something, Mr. Speaker. They must fear. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to the committee, and I'm saying I'm appealing, that is it possible to close down this facility, because if they are dispensing expired drugs. Mr. Speaker, so in the unused medical drugs.
Do you wish to be informed by Senator Tabitha?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Senator Gerald Guy, for allowing I inform you a bit. I'm a member of this committee. When we embark on the oversight role mandate that we do, first of all is to identify the problems and still as leaders offer a solution. We don't go to, negate and results and not really give credit. In those reports, I think we've really concentrated on the negative side. There are some bits of what is positive in some of these hospitals. These are some of the issues that we came across, but that did not warrant a committee to make a decision of closure. I'm just trying to inform him that our main goal is to try and see where the problems are and be able to guide the counties on how to improve. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, on the same, as far as the drugs are concerned, we realized that there were expired drugs that have been set aside, and their value is so much. It doesn't mean that the patients who are being given expired drugs.
Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
Correct.
You will get your time to contribute to this motion.
No, I actually seconded. I don't think I'll be on the floor on this motion. I was just informing my brother on the issue that arose in terms of closing a level, such a hospital.
Senator Chalgin.
I think I'm sufficiently informed. Would I rest it there, Mr. Speaker? Because what I'm saying is very simple, and I love my colleagues. I love them back, and I want to assure them the information they are giving me is useful. Mr. Speaker, let the proposal, because we are looking for solutions, could it be possible at least the committee would have given them 30 days period so that they acquire this license, Mr. Speaker? Yeah. Mr. Speaker, imagine operating, and I know I will quickly, so that is my suggestion.
You are right. As a chair also, even if I can't contribute, I must give also some direction.
Okay.
If a facility has no license, Poisons and Pharmacy Board, yes. If no license, that should not operate. It is illegal. You're operating illegally. Yes. So that facility, the recommendation was maybe within a week to provide. And if you don't have the license to dispense drugs, and then you have expired drugs, are you saving lives or you want to kill people? Proceed.
And I agree with the dilemma the committee is, because they want to close an hospital, which is very critical, vis-a-vis that is not operating validly. And I agree with you, Speaker. The only option, I've read the recommendation, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, is that they need to give us a way out. And I hope Senator Omar, when she will be replying, can give clarity on this matter. I hope she can give. On the issue of deterioration, the kitchen, Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether you can eat from such a kitchen. It's so poor, it's so dirty. From the photos, it's not well lit. I don't know, in that hospital, you get more sicker from eating from such kitchen, Mr. Speaker. Even paint. Do we need to discuss how to paint and clean our kitchen somewhere in Kilifi, Mr. Speaker? It's so unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, finally on the recommendations, I want to thank the committee for the issue of human resource. I think they have classified all those issues, Mr. Speaker. The recommendations are very good, especially on the issue of ambulance. That is why I want to ask the committee, Senator Mutinda, Senator Omar, and all other members of health. I don't know whether Senator Nyaituga is part of the health committee. She's not there. And maybe all of us. Can the committee now, what will happen in these ambulances? Have they put in place mechanisms to ensure that it's functional? Can we be able to track them? Because I have seen they have recommended that. The issue of medical waste, they have said incinerators must be built. Mr. Speaker, the issue of cleaning and making sure that the kitchens are okay must be. The issue of KEMSA, and I want to thank the President when he was in Logo, somewhere in Marsabit, he directed that KEMSA must do what we call last mile distribution of drugs, including in other these areas. The issue of waste management, the issue of human resource. I agree that electronic health records, Mr. Speaker, the issue of Data Protection Act, and I know Senator Mungatana will agree with me, that the committee also should have been very clear on the issue of data protection. You know the privacy and confidentiality of patients, and Senator Umtata has ever dealt with the issue of litigation on data protection laws. And I remember he was one of the serious litigators, Mr. Speaker, on the issue of data protection. So I want to appeal to the committee on this issue of ensuring that we have the health records. In as much as we are pushing for digitization, we must ensure. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy the committee has said they want inventory audits to remove expired drugs. But I don't know how you will track that. Because Senator Mutinda has informed the House that they were there is expired drugs. But I don't know what became of it. We need to know whether those drugs were being destroyed. Because we know in this country, people like shortcuts in this country, Mr. Speaker. You could go back and find that the expired drugs might be part in the system. So how do we ensure enforcement? And I want to call upon the agencies that come out, Mr. Speaker, so that they can ensure whenever the drugs are expired. You had the MP of Masab making serious accusations against Nairobi Hospital that he was being given drugs, that he was getting worse, but when he flew outside the country, he was not able, he was given drugs that were better. It was on record in the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker. So not all of Kenyans can fly outside Kenya. Even some of them cannot even drive to Arusha, Tanzania or Uganda, or even drive to Meru from Nandi. So how do we ensure, Mr. Speaker, that we ensure access to the issue that, and it is thanks to the Parliamentary Service Commission that he was able to get better medication. But is it possible all of us Kenyans, the Olopoloi, the ordinary Kenyans from Mulat somewhere in Bomet can be able to fly outside the country? German, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I support this committee report and thank Senator Sheikh Omar, the Vice Chairperson, and Mandago-led committee for the good job that they are doing. We want to see them next in Tana River, in Bomet, in Nandi, in Busia. Busia, we were there, and Busia is a crime scene. Mr. Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support.
Senator Esther Kenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to support this report by the Senate Health Committee led by Senator Mandago and his Vice Chair, Senator Mariam Omar. The committee continues to do quite a lot of work which puts the Senate in picture. And I actually, I miss being a member of this committee because on many occasions we interacted with issues which Kenyans are facing on a daily occasion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the observations paint a very sad picture. And this is happening across counties, Mr. Speaker. We talked about Laikipia yesterday and Meru. Today we are talking about Kilifi. The situation seems to be worsening, Mr. Speaker. When you actually even look at the pictorials that have been shared by the report, it's a really sad situation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what is even more sad, in Kilifi Teaching and Referral Hospital, where there are 7 ambulances, 5 of them are grounded, Mr. Speaker. Only 2 are operating. So I'm really wondering how emergency cases are being handled if we have 5 ambulances grounded and they are being vandalized with the essential parts not there, Mr. Speaker. I think the county government of Kilifi needs to get more serious. If you cannot prioritize the health of your own people, where do your priorities lie, Mr. Speaker? Because most of the pictorials here are painting a very sad scenario, Mr. Speaker. You can actually see a mobile clinic which is actually lying there, and they're using it for storing expired drugs, Mr. Speaker. Ordinarily, this mobile clinic would be offering services in rural areas within Kilifi, but it's now grounded and being used as a storage facility for expired drugs. We have talked about the issue of expired drugs. Expired drugs are a threat to the environment and the people themselves. KEMSA, this is one of the issues KEMSA needs to crack the whip on. Apart from dispensing drugs to facilities, KEMSA needs to also come out and really see if the drugs they are giving to facilities are in use or what is actually happening. Though in Kilifi I'm not seeing the issue of disposal, but the issue of having expired drugs is recurring, just as we saw in Laikipia and Meru, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you actually come to the observation of maternity wards being overcrowded, this is in most facilities. Mr. Speaker, mothers who are bringing to life children should not be overcrowded, because out of overcrowding, Mr. Speaker, I have had experiences anytime I visit those facilities of medical practitioners telling me we have most cases of even children who are getting disabilities out of this. So this is an issue we need to look at keenly, so that mothers who are bringing to life children need to be given good attention, so that they are also happy to bring such children to life, Mr. Speaker. But when you put them to share beds, I'm even wondering if they even get room to even shower, Mr. Speaker. So the county government of Kilifi needs to prioritize such matters which are very critical, so that we are not prioritizing politics over health, because if we succeed politically, who are you going to govern, Mr. Speaker, if your voters are sick and cannot even wake up, go vote for you, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I see the other issue of lack of promotions, which is making the staff demoralized. This we discussed about the County Public Service Board looking at coming up with a modality of, promoting staff who have worked for a very long time and have not gotten promotion, so that you can motivate them. But aside from staff motivation, I think as medical practitioners, your first priority is attending to the patient. So the motivation should be attending to the patient more than the promotion you are looking at, so that we don't have a scenario where if the staff are demoralized, they are going to watch a patient die and not take any action, Mr. Speaker. So generally, the observations of the committee mirror what is happening across many county governments, and I wish, as a leadership and as county governments, we need to prioritize health in general, because we can actually not enjoy with a sick nation, Mr. Speaker. So I want to commend this committee for consistently painting the picture as it is and giving recommendations which county governments, I think, are not taking seriously. So this committee needs to actually come back and actually follow up on whether the recommendations which have been made here are being implemented in the different counties, so that we make progress, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, I generally support this report by the Health Committee and wish to encourage them to make visits to many other counties. And the Senate need to give this committee support, because whatever they are actually presenting here is very important, and it's among the very hard-working committees we have in the Senate. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mgatana, Danson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I start this contribution by acknowledging the good work of the committee. I also want to thank the Honorable Mariam Sheikh, the Vice Chair, for ably moving this report, and it was seconded by the Honorable Tabitha Mutinda. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to first of all start by saying Kilifi Referral Hospital has been a lifeline to Tana River County residents for a long time because of the failures of Tana River County health management systems, the failures at Hola Referral Hospital. Many people are referred from our referral hospital to Kilifi General Hospital. So, Mr. Speaker, to hear a senator suggesting on the floor of this House that this referral hospital in Kilifi be closed down, to hear him suggest like that is an anathema, Mr. Speaker, and he should be discouraged totally, because as senators, we are not supposed to be writing death sentences for our people. If this referral hospital has problems, it is our responsibility to point out those problems and seek that the governor of the county of Kilifi and his staff to pay attention to these reports and make necessary corrections. But it is not to close the referral hospital at Kilifi County. Even if it is bad, it is better than what is happening in Tana River County. So if you say that we close it, then what happens to those that we refer from Tana River County? Mr. Speaker, I want to start after acknowledging the work they have been doing for us from Tana River County as good neighbors. There is something I wanted to really acknowledge. When the committee went there, Mr. Speaker, the committee found that in the financial year 2024-2025, the county has planned to undertake several major development projects in the health sector. And Mr. Speaker, they have put down some of those. The first one is to procure and install medical equipment, and they said it would be countywide, and they said it is installation of advanced radiology equipment such as CT scans, and they said the contract term is not specified, but the status of this procurement is ongoing. Mr. Speaker, this is a good thing that this referral hospital and the Kilifi County are planning to do, and I hope they do it. But they have also said that they are planning to have mental health clinic establishment and expansion in various sub-counties. And again, they said that it is an ongoing project. Okay? And then they said that their construction of 112-bed male and female wards at St. Luke's Hospital in Kaloleni, and the tender is ongoing. They also said they are constructing and completion of a 30-bed maternity with operating at St. Luke's, with operating theater at St. Luke's Hospital in Kaloleni Ward. Again, it is the tender process is ongoing and everything is going as planned. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to pause there and say that at least with all the problems that Kilifi County is facing, this Senate committee found that they are doing something about future projects. Tendering is going on. Construction of new materials and construction and expansion of the health infrastructure is going on. This is contrary to what the Senate committee found for the counties of Nyandarua and the counties of Meru. So I don't know whether those counties have no new projects, or is it the format of writing the report that differed. But of particular interest to me is the fact that there is a county here that is saying that for the first time, and this is the first time I'm hearing it, Mr. Speaker, that they are going to set up mental health clinics so that they can fight the stigma of mental health amongst our people. And Mr. Speaker, it's a very huge step forward because a lot of these places, Mr. Speaker, mental health has been associated with, I don't know how to say it, but Uganga and Uchawi. This is, how do you say it? That people have been, I don't know, what's the word there? But in English, these people have been exposed to machetanis. I don't know how to put it, but they have been exposed, witchcraft, that's the word. They've been exposed to witchcraft, and then they are left suffering, Mr. Speaker. And it's not only this, but when we were having this devolution retreat all the way to Homa Bay, Mr. Speaker, when we reached Luanda area on the road, the highway to Honorable Omutata's place, it was in Busia, we saw a lot of people who were wandering all over, and we were told that there are a lot of mental cases around that area. But we have not heard that county government saying that they have a plan for expansion of mental health clinic. But this particular one has said that they have this plan to expand mental clinic in various places. Mr. Speaker, I commend them, and I hope that they will actually do it. They will do so in various sub-counties. And Mr. Speaker, they say this plan is ongoing. And they say that this plan is supposed to be completed within this financial year. I hope when the Health Committee visits next year, they will find good reports coming from that side. Mr. Speaker, having given them that good report or commended the efforts the Kilifi County government is doing, we need also to point out some of the things that this report, the Senate Health Committee, found. There are supply chain and pharmaceutical management issues, Mr. Speaker. How can it be that the Senate Committee visited and found that there were some expired drugs, Mr. Speaker, and they were found mixed with current stock, Mr. Speaker, and this included injectables? How can you leave a situation to deteriorate like that? I hope my friend the governor is listening, because he's my friend. I hope Governor Mngaro is listening, that the Senate Health Committee visited Kilifi Referral Hospital and found that expired drugs were mixed with current stock, and these included injectables. Mr. Speaker, these are just management issues. If the governor and his team can invest money in computerizing so that when the stock comes, they know which one has come, which batch, which are the details, and where they are being stored, and which one is going out, and which are the dates of expiry, and they are going out to which places, then this is a simple matter that should be able to be resolved. Mr. Speaker, the Senate Committee also found that the physical stock and what they actually found, the recorded stock and the physical stock, there are discrepancies, which means there's no proper record keeping. Again, this is a management issue that the governor can look at, that the governor can take time to visit these hospitals. Because the problem is that we are not, as political leaders, giving these things the kind of, weight that they require. We do other things, but when we come to visiting hospitals and pushing these agendas for the people, then we are not doing it. And I'm sure if the governor came and asked the CEC in charge of health, the chief officer of health of Kilifi County, they will be able to explain to him what this problem is. How can they have a situation where the recorded stock and the physical stock, they are not in consonance? It means that either people are stealing or there is a problem in the actual recording of stock. And people have been employed. You know, health records, Mr. Speaker, is actually a degree in the University of, here in the University of Eldoret. People actually study that for 4 years. How can it be that you cannot now record and bring things properly? So, Mr. Speaker, I think the governor needs to pay attention to some of these things. Mr. Speaker, if today the governor decides to visit the kitchens of this referral hospital, I am sure before he goes, I'm sure if he says I'm coming there next week and I want to see the kitchen and the status of the kitchen, I am sure, Mr. Speaker, just like the way our functionaries and our civil servants behave, when the president is coming to Tana River in some place and they know that he's going to use a certain road, they will push Maram to that place, they will bring tractors, they will bring, you know, machines, and the road becomes smooth. So if the governor and his team decide that they are going to visit these kitchens, Mr. Speaker, I'm sure money will be found somehow, the kitchens will be made neater, because what we are communicating to Kilifi County is that when the Senate visited there, they were not happy with the status of the kitchens that are serving the people there. So much, you know, untidiness in the kitchen. And to think all those people who are sick are depending on that food. Mr. Speaker, something needs to be done and needs to be done fast. And this is not just for Kilifi County. Mr. Speaker, our governors, including the governor of Tana River, they need to take off from their good, nice air-conditioned offices and go to visit these facilities where our people are admitted, Mr. Speaker. I repeat that it is time that we actually prepared a law that will be saying governors, and I'm saying governors, chief officers, and all those people who serve in the counties must be admitted in the counties where they serve in. And this law, Mr. Speaker, will now force them to go and think, where is the food coming from? Is there water in these facilities? Are there bathrooms in these facilities? Are there places to feed, to shower, or to do the normal things that a human being does? You know, is there security around these facilities? Mr. Speaker, if these governors and the chief officers and the CECs are not sleeping in these hospitals when they are sick, then our people have no hope. Because when these people get sick, they fly to Nairobi, they go to Mombasa, they go to big cities like Kisumu, they go to private hospitals, and they do not use the facilities which our people who elected them and gave them those responsibilities are using. Mr. Speaker, I keep giving the examples of Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, who is still governor of Kisumu, Professor Kivutha Kibwana, who was governor of Makueni. Mr. Speaker, these were gentlemen who went into the public facilities and spent their nights there, seeking treatment. So you can imagine if the governor is going to be admitted in this hospital, what kind of a standard that hospital would be. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to agree with this report and say that I fully support this report. Something needs to be done about the morale of the workers. So many pending promotions, so many pending reassignments, so much staff reduction. We need them to be addressed by the governors. Finally, Mr. Speaker, this Senate asked me to chair the Shakahola ad hoc committee, where so many people of our people died, and mainly they were coming from Kilifi County. Mr. Speaker, the Senate committee now has found out that 400 bodies are still locked up in Malindi District Hospital, in Malindi Hospital. And these 400 bodies are extending the resources of the mortuary there. We appreciate that Kenya Red Cross has offered refrigerated containers. But Mr. Speaker, we need now to apply that law for disposal of bodies, because the county is paying so much money in terms of electricity. We also need to tell the Shakahola cases and the inquiries and whatever that is going on there to give special permission for disposal of the bodies. It cannot be that all this long you have not finished with the identification of these bodies and giving them to the owners. Mr. Speaker, the families who have been waiting for these bodies, they need to take those bodies. And we are using this Senate report again to make an appeal to the people who are carrying out the DNA testing, those who are carrying out the following up on these Shakahola matters. Please release those bodies from the maternity hospital. I pass through that road many times, Mr. Speaker, and I pass and I see that place, Mr. Speaker, and I know there are problems that this county is facing. Imagine how much electricity they are paying to refrigerate over 400 bodies every month to Kenya Power, Mr. Speaker. So I am urging in supporting this that the necessary government bodies that are involved, please let you go and pick up the bodies or allow the families to pick those bodies. Or if you can't, then can you make the proper applications to the law for the disposal of the body so that those the mortuary facilities can be released for normal operations. With also many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Senator Bashik Mohamed.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I also want to join my colleagues to support the report. Indeed, the report is actually well researched, and the report shows a pathetic situation in Kilifi County hospitals. Honourable Speaker, as you're aware, Kilifi is one of the counties that get one of the highest budget from equitable shares. Kilifi County is actually one of the largest county in the coast. And actually, most of it, part of it is actually one of the most driest areas with a lot of the high level of poverty. But unfortunately, the way things are now, as right again said, that Kilifi people experience cult problems, witches. As a result of that, you have seen what has happened in Shakahola. And many people up today are not even known where they came from, and nobody cannot be identified. And still more and more problems are happening there. With that kind of poverty in that, the population in that area, and the situation of the hospitals is actually wanting and unbelievable, Honourable Speaker. If you look at those pictures in the hospitals, like the wards, it's very unfortunate because I was asking myself, if any patient goes to that ward, you will live also more sick, not even, you may get even more sick than getting treated. Honourable Speaker, the wards are so overcrowded, and I don't believe that these hospitals, these wards are enough even for people to at least be treated there and get assistance there. One of the biggest frustrations is that, Honourable Speaker, the morale of the staff. You know, when the medical officers and nurses are sick also, because of their morale down, they are not promoted, they are not given emoluments, their personal emoluments, they will also get sick actually at heart, and they not be given services to the public, Honourable Speaker. And this is actually not only Kilifi, it's across the board. That most medical staff in the counties face the same predicament that Kilifi County is experiencing now. This actually total neglect in terms of staffing, staff welfare, that promotions hardly come, that it takes too long for one to be promoted in nursing school. Probably, I think the only thing which the challenge is also Honorable Speaker, because the equitable share does not consider the money, the promotions money, and these people are not getting any additional fund, and they don't have the extra money to promote staff every year as it is in the national government. So I think this House must consider, like any other institutions in the national government, where staff progressively move for promotion, they go upwards, they progress, they have annual increment. The council will have the same things. And this must be budgeted for. Otherwise, as it is, you expect the staff in the counties will not be performing. Most of them even go and look for the other businesses. They open their own clinics, and they neglect the main hostels. I think it is, while we appreciate it's a human nature, and we appreciate that the ethics should be there, but of course the silence of these problems are lack of promotions, lack of allowances, lack of increment of salaries and all this, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, it's actually the owners of this House, the Senate, that this must be considered and we must at least work and see how best we can be able to handle this situation. Otherwise, as it is, we will be seeing these kind of scenarios in every place. Honorable Speaker, I had the privilege to travel with the committee one time to my county and Mandera. And I must commend the committee, the thoroughness they do their work. I really look at it very well. But of course, the only problem is here, we have reports that portray these kind of conditions and worse conditions, but there is no, again, a revisit or follow-ups. So the committees, when they get these kind of scenarios and they have these kind of reports, they should be able to, again, revert back and revisit the places. Like now what happened where we visited in the infectious hospital here, where we call the TB Miata, where the people with TB, the people with AIDS, when we went there and visited, actually things were very bad situation. Even as you see, the kitchen in Kilifi is actually better than the ones in Ojia, TB Miata. But from there, we don't even know whether that thing has improved. So I think there should be a follow-up on the Speaker. Okay, the Honourable Speaker, there should be a follow-up and revisit those places. Honourable Speaker, one other thing is that we're being told there are 400 bodies lying in those mortuaries. I think by this time, we should have had an alternative place to take those bodies. And I think most of these bodies cannot be identified. So there must be a decision to be made very fast, so at least we can be able to help the Malindi and Kilifi hostels, so that the people can get services of mortuary services. And Speaker, one other thing is, these days, since the coming of Shah, the FIF funds are increasing for the hostels. But these FIF are not actually utilized well. I think the Shah shall not only give the director all these things and treat people, but they should also be able to account for the money that is generated from the hostels. And because most of the money generated is actually utilized at the source. And once the money is being used at the source, then you expect there is a kind of misuse and corruption to happen. And therefore, I will ask the committee also to look at that, and at least they help people to improve on the utilization of funds of the Shah and other resources generated from the hostels. Honourable Speaker, I think the matter in this report of Kilifi County should be addressed and should be revisited. With those few remarks, I want to thank the committee for the work well done. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I support the report.
Next is Senator Joyce Korir.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. for also giving me this opportunity to congratulate the Committee on Health, led by very able Vice Chair, Honorable Mariam. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the committee for finding time to move to the ground and really ascertain what is happening within our hospitals, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think we have a common problem across the country in terms of health issues, Honorable Speaker. By so saying, Honorable Speaker, is that when you look at the budget of every county, you find, Honorable Speaker, the recurrent surpasses the development budget, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a challenge that is affecting us as a House of Representation. Remember, Honorable Speaker, this House struggled so much to make sure that they send enough resources to these counties. The biggest challenge that we're having is once we've sent the monies, the budget they have, that the counties normally presents gives us recurrent expenditure being higher than the development. And even if the same amount that they have allocated to development, Honorable Speaker, when you go through this report, you can barely see the developments that have been done by these counties. Honorable Speaker, I saw in the report where the committee was given a report of procurement and installation of medical equipment. That is the radiology equipment and CTC scanners. And the county cannot tell the amount of money that has been budgeted for the same. Not only that, Honorable Speaker, there is the issue of the mental health clinic established and expansion. Remember, Honorable Speaker, every county does an itemized budget. Within the itemized budget, they always give the proposed amount that they are supposed to spend in every item. Funny enough, within this report, they are telling us that it cannot be specified, but it's ongoing. What does it tell this House, Honorable Speaker? I would not want to labor much and get into the details of the honorable colleagues who have spoken before me. But I want to say, Honorable Speaker, it's high time that we also have a look at ways and means of making sure, Honorable Speaker, these counties are put to work. I've heard Honorable Mungatana talking about some of these hospitals being able to treat the governors and even us as leaders. But I can tell, Honorable Speaker, that if the way they are doing their allocation and the way they are explaining the prudent use of the resources, Honorable Speaker, I think we have a long way to go. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommended that they give sufficient resources to Kilifi County Referral Hospital to expand current bed capacity, equip critical units, including the ICU, and expand maternity and pediatric wards. I would also want to urge the CS Health, Honorable Duale, whom I know is up to the task, Honorable Speaker, that we need to look at these referral hospitals and find a better way, because I know as far much as we are talking about the resources that are going to the county governments, they may not be sufficient to handle a number of issues. Bearing in mind, Honorable Speaker, within the same report, they are giving us a report where you are expecting a county government to be in possession of 400 bodies from Shakaula. What are we trying to tell the Kenyans? If you expect a county government, mortuary, to store 400 bodies, remember, Honorable Speaker, this issue has never been concluded. Even as we speak, there are new bodies that are being found on site. These are some of the issues that I want to believe should be taken completely by the national government, because this is a disaster and we cannot leave it to the county government. Honorable Speaker, despite the fact that we are putting the county government to toss, there are some things that we need to look at as the national government. And I will challenge the CS that it needs to step up and make sure that the 400 bodies and plus, because this is something that is happening day in, day out, should be addressed accordingly, Honorable Speaker. I don't want to say much, Honorable Speaker, because honorable colleagues have talked. The recommendation by the committee in terms of motivation to the nurses and doctors that we have within the county government is another challenge. Kilifi County has a big problem in terms of motivating the nurses. And not only Kilifi, I can say all the 47 counties. Because every now and then, you find our nurses going through the streets, asking for payment, asking for promotions. And we are expecting the same nurses and doctors to give services to Wananchi. Honorable Speaker, it should be a wake-up call to this House that we need to look at critically the best way we can put these counties to toes in terms of offering their services, Honorable Speaker. Not only that, Honorable Speaker, I would want to talk about the issue of the proper storage, regular disposal of expired drugs, and adherence to the professional standards with pharmacist oversight. Honorable Speaker, if within the stores that we have within the county governments, we have expired drugs mixed with the ones that have been ordered, Honorable Speaker, what are we telling the Kenyans? Where are we safe? If the expired drugs can be found within the stores by the committee, Honorable Speaker, how regular are we supposed to be there to be picking out these, to be winning out these things, Honorable Speaker? Because sometimes when a nurse is demoralized, they can give you any drug. They don't mind whether it's expired or not. Honorable Speaker, I think there should be a better way of handling medical issue, reports, and everything within the county governments. They should improve, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I don't want to labor much. These are issues that are being shared across the country. I can tell and I can say that none of the counties have tried to an extent that a governor or an honorable member can decide today, I'm going to a certain county hospital to be treated there, or even our kids. We have a long way to go. We are getting money day in, day out. Can we sometimes look at a way where we can leave these white elephants that we are doing? You find a county government doing 20 dispensaries where you cannot even find a Panadol. Instead of lumping those amounts, equip one of the hospitals, put all the amenities, so that at least it can be able to save our people. Honorable Speaker, I just want to congratulate the committee and to remind the governors that the committee doesn't come to the ground because they are just coming to waste their time. They are coming to check and to bring the records to this House to tell us how best are we handling our issues, especially on mothers' health. Honorable Speaker, I want to support the committee, despite the fact that they have talked about 60 days. I believe it's too much, bearing in mind there are a number of things that need urgent attention. Otherwise, I support Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Margaret Kamal, what is your point of, I can see on intervention?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand, unfortunately, under Standing Order 41 because, as members have spoken very eloquently, this report is extremely important for all of us. And I think the House should be full. I'm therefore calling your attention, Mr. Speaker, to the fact that we have no quorum. Please invite members back to the House so that all of us can take advantage of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Of this motion and this wonderful report. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Let me confirm whether we have quorum. Yes, Sergeant Adams, ring the quorum bell for 10 minutes. Honorable Senators, we have not succeeded in releasing the quorum. Honorable Senators, having failed to attain quorum at the expiry of the 10 minutes, the Senate stands adjourned pursuant to Standing Order 41, 2A, until Tuesday, 2nd December 2025 at 2:30 p.m.